Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Itzli-Ra, the podcast where we talk about all things related to spirituality, enlightenment, and
Everyday life.
my name is Carlos.
And I'm Veronica.
And today we are going to talk about something that is in the forefront of everybody's mind right now, and that's AI. And not only AI and how it relates to society and kind of how we think about how it's going to grow and emerge and evolve, but also how it relates to spirituality. Because I think there's some interesting pieces there, and there's some pieces of AI that are already being used in some way. So we'll talk about that, and then kind of like how we think this is going to actually evolve. So let's start with just kind of where is AI right now? So I think AI in spirituality, at least from what I've been able to see, is that people are starting to use like Chat GPT for self-help. So they'll type in, "Hey, Chat GPT, help me with this," or "I'm not feeling very good about this," and they'll start getting responses. And so to them, Chat GPT or the agent, the AI agent starts taking on a sentience, and they'll be, people use it all the time, and it becomes a very personalized form of self-help. So more and more people are starting to gravitate towards that, and you start seeing a lot of people on TikTok doing it, and it's starting to become the norm, especially amongst younger people. So I find that very, very different. And like we were talking about before, Veronica, where um, Ariana is going into, or was going into that field, but potentially that field could be completely changed with the advent of AI.
Yeah, I think that with everything, whatever intention we put into it, we're going to get out of it, right? The if you want AI to do this for you or Chat GPT to do this for you, you'll get a return. But right now, it's not necessarily a how can I say foolproof return because it's just starting to create its own like database and its own wisdom and knowledge and much of how can I put this? Some of the generations are so used to having it so quick that there's no checking to see if this is true. Like right now, if you Google something or Chat GPT, it'll give you spit out whatever is in the vastness of the internet, right? The internet is vast with all sorts of things on it. So it extrapolates things from different websites. But some of those websites are mimicking other websites. And where did they get that information from? Right. So that's what it's spitting out to you. So you still have to use your own discernment to be able to read through and see what is correct and what is not. Now, when it comes to creating something for you, if you give it the specifics of what you want in exact detail and formatting, it does a phenomenal job for you. So then you're not racking your brain trying to create the format, right? You're able to then take that format and execute whatever that is. And that can be um, a yoga class that you want to teach. It could be like, okay, I want to do a questionnaire or whatever that is. It has like this amazing capability of doing that, like mundane formatting of stuff. Um, but I also think what it'll be very helpful if extrapolating information from ancient texts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So then it can um, possibly translate it or condense it in a way that us humans in this day and age that no longer speak that type of language can understand. So there's all these good things that can happen, I think, spiritually that we can advance so that we don't have to be like go to, ancient temples in another country to be able to read these very, very ancient texts. It could be possibly translated for us in a more condensed version to then be able to increase our own inner wisdom, right?
Mm.
And have our own techniques to be able to learn from, right? But it's all about who your end user is and what you're going to do it for, right? I think that's the thing of AI. It's
So I'm going
just
to try something right now. I brought up the Chat GPT prompt, and I'm going to ask it to create. I'm going to go create an intention, or create a spell. Let's do that. Spell
Okay.
for me with the intention of making money. See what it does.
Let's see what it extrapolates.
Of manifesting money. Let's use the
There we
words.
go. That's the more PC word.
Manifesting financial abundance.
Oh, abundance. There you go. Those are
There you go.
keywords.
Okay, let's see.
That'll extrapolate a lot of info, probably.
Oh, geez. Okay, so what it does is the intention. It's the spell of prosperous bloom. Intention to align yourself with financial abundance, opportunity, and prosperity. And then it tells me
Okay.
I need materials
Oh, so
for
it lists
this.
the materials for the spell. Okay, that's
Yeah, so
interesting. All right, let's see it.
materials,
Let's hear it.
a green candle for wealth and growth,
Okay,
a
that's
coin
standard.
or a small piece of pyrite or citrine for money,
Okay, for
energy,
money.
a bay leaf for wish making, cinnamon stick or powder for speed and success, a small bowl of water for flow, pen and paper, and a fireproof dish. Okay.
That is so fascinating. So it's extrapolated from multiple spells. Like,
Okay. Now check this out.
interesting.
So
Okay.
now it's going to go through the steps. Okay. So spell
Okay.
steps. One, prepare your space. Cleanse your
Great.
aura with incense, smoke, or intention. Set everything in a circle or a square before you. Light your green candle. Second step, write your affirmation. On the paper, write a clear intention. Money flows to me with ease. I am open to receive unexpected income and golden opportunities. Cool. Number three, charge the bay leaf. Write one word that represents your goal on the bay leaf, e.g., abundance. Hold it over the candle and say, as this leaf holds my desire, so does the universe hear my fire. Interesting, right? Okay. Okay. Then at number four, empower the coin or crystal. Hold the coin or stone in your hand and speak. This token holds wealth, luck, and gain. Let riches come like gentle rain. Interesting. So it's almost like you're taking each one of these pieces and you're adding your energy to them. Then step five says sprinkle cinnamon. Sprinkle cinnamon on the paper to speed results. As you do, speak. Swift as wind, blessings arrive. With gratitude, I thrive. Step six, burn and release. Fold the paper, place it in a fireproof dish, and carefully burn it. Drop the bay leaf in as well. As the smoke rises, say, so it is spoken, so shall it be. Wealth flows freely unto me. Okay. So now we're burning. So burning is very common
Then,
in a lot of
yeah,
rituals and spells,
ritual.
right? Okay.
Right.
Step seven, seal with water. Dip your
The
fingers
water.
in the bowl of water and anoint your forehead or palms and say, with heart and hand, I now receive abundance flows and will not leave. Cool. And then step eight, you close the spell. So let the candle burn safely until it extinguishes or snuff it out respectfully. Keep the coin or crystal with you as a talisman. Wild. Okay, so that's how you
Yeah.
close it. So you
So
start the
they,
spell, you charge everything, but it's all the same. It was interesting. It was all the same intentions, but repeated
right,
over and over again,
right,
right?
right. So it's all about the intention and how you speak the words and what space you're coming from,
Right.
right? And each, it's interesting how it extrapolated. I'm assuming from multiple websites, different manifesting spells, and found similarities and kind of took those as the pattern and ran the pattern, right?
Ran them
Because that's
together.
what it does. It ultimately runs the pattern. And once it starts figuring you out in your pattern, because we're all on algorithms, we all run on certain algorithms, so we have a lot of similarities
Yes.
with things. And once it starts figuring that out, then that's how it's able to respond to us, right? The way we feel like, oh, we're one on one with them, or like I'm getting all my information from them. But ultimately, what it's doing, it's just reading you.
Yeah, which is wild. And then so it also has a tip section where it's some helpful tips while in order for you to cast this intention or spell. Perform this on a Thursday because Thursday is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of
Okay, yeah.
expansion and wealth.
I was waiting for the astrological stuff to come
Yeah.
in. Okay.
Play soft abundance themed music or meditate afterwards to ground the energy. Journaling dreams or unexpected signs after the spell is recommended. And then it says, would you like this turned into a printable grimoire page or a visual card?
Wants you to put it in your grimoire. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So you can
Wow.
actually
It covered all
you
the
can actually
bases.
create your own spell book basically,
Yeah,
but with
pretty
different things
much.
that you kind of want to have.
Oh, yeah, but it takes away from your own writing.
Let me see.
Your own
Give me
intention.
a simple intention to manifest abundance that I can use in meditation. There
Oh,
we
here we
go.
go.
Let's see what
Nice
what
little
it spits out.
mantra. Let's see what mantra it gives us.
Okay. I am open to receive abundance in all forms. Prosperity flows to me with ease, and I am worthy of every blessing. You can silently repeat it with your breath. Inhale, I am open to receive abundance. Exhale, prosperity flows to me with ease. Or use it as a mantra, allowing each word to guide you deeper into a state of receptivity and alignment. Would you like variations based on love, creativity, or confidence as well?
Yep.
That's
All
kind of
at your
cool, right?
fingertips.
That's kind of
All
cool.
at your
It's
fingertips.
all at your fingertips. But I don't know. I mean, this makes it super easy for people
Easy.
to do this kind of stuff, but there's no context behind it or why you should use certain words or why you should approach certain things with respect. I think that part's missing, but it's pretty wild. I mean, you can pretty much use it to create your own spell book. You can use it to tighten in your own intentions specifically. So it's
I
it's a
think
different world that we live in.
it's different. Yeah, it's going to be the knowledge keeper, like I talked about before. It's going to be the knowledge keeper, but in that could be danger as well,
Yes.
because if for some reason there's a little glitch, then you lose a lot of information, right? So I still feel like we should have the written word. I know that maybe that's just my bias, right? I think there should be written word and there should still be verbal communication between or oral storytelling between two people or a group, because that way it continues right in the traditional way with the vibration of the story, the vibration of how the spell goes, the vibration and the intention. And so there's a difference when you have a teacher that's verbally teaching you, you can hear the tone and you can hear the
Right.
authenticity and the validity of what they're saying, versus AI who is extrapolating all this pattern, kind of looking for the pattern and putting it all together and churning out information, right? But the information is just the steps.
It
It's
is.
just the
It's just the
steps.
steps.
The
Absolutely.
beauty is actually how you embody it and execute it. And sometimes you need guidance from somebody to be able to give you a little bit more context.
I think the context is important because it's one of those things where if I do something like let's say I set out an intention or I cast a spell, I don't know how I should be feeling or what the feelings are that come with that. Or, hey, maybe you're going to have these weird dreams, but that's okay because that's part of the process. And
Right.
so you go and you do these things, but you're not fully prepared for what the outcomes could potentially be. And you don't necessarily have anybody to talk to. I guess you could talk to your Chat GPT client and tell it what happened, and maybe it'll pop up something for you to be able to help you with it. But so
But
it,
it
it puts
doesn't.
you in a different state. It's quick though. I mean, it's very
Yeah.
fast
Right.
and you can get
Yeah.
to where you want to go with it.
I think that it experience is where it's at. We're on this world is for to have these experiences, right? That's what our life is. That's what our perspective is. It's all experiences and learning from those experiences. And sharing the wisdom from those things. Chat GBT or AI, their wisdom will just be from extrapolating data from what people have inputted to make
Mhm.
it truth, right? But all those steps could resonate with somebody, and then somebody may do it and it doesn't work. Maybe you don't need all those steps. Maybe you just need one thing. It's just however you vibrate and resonate, and whatever you feel is your experience, that's where you should go to. So ultimately, it's you, your discernment. You can take that information and read it and say, all right, I can feel this. I resonate with this. Maybe I'll do this. And then you create this on your own. And depending on that intention, what you put into it, you may be able to get something back, right? An experience back from it. And
Right.
then you write that in your grimoire, and this is how it reacted. And then you move forward,
So
right?
just like there's discussions about how AI is currently used by people when they're vibe coding. So vibe coding is basically people creating code that don't know how to code. And so there are a lot of challenges with that because they can create something but they don't necessarily know how it fully functions or works. And there could be a lot of problems with it. Bugs, tech debt, but they don't necessarily know how to deal with all of that. But in the hands of somebody who is a professional who understands how to do all of these things, it's a huge tool. It's a very powerful tool to use. So I wonder if that correlates with somebody in the spiritual space who is a very like somebody who's very into spell casting or very into creating intention in the hands of somebody like that to create something greater or bigger or more
Mm-hmm.
powerful or whatever they put that intention behind. That could be interesting. So in the
Yeah.
hands of somebody who is very knowledgeable, who has context, who can do all of that to create something that could be very beneficial that people haven't necessarily thought of yet. I think that
Right.
could be something cool that could be
I hear you.
explored.
Yeah, it's for Chat GBT or AI to be the storyteller.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or,
Yeah,
or
that would be.
basically taking you as a storyteller, but you guiding it into a place that hasn't been traveled yet. It has all of this information. It can pull things together, and maybe it pulls together something that really has never been or hasn't been tried before. Because in
Right.
the hands of an expert, you're guiding it, right? You're helping to create that reality through this. Because the way I look at ChatGPT is it's just a portal. It's a portal that you can use for a lot of different things. And in the hands of somebody who is very good and very knowledgeable and an expert, they can guide it to do incredible things potentially.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think that's what Deepak Chopra is trying to do now with his AI. Um, he is inputting, I think, a certain amount of his knowledge, what he's learned in his lifetime, into it so that it'll be live on,
Yeah.
right? Forever when he's no longer here. Um, so yeah, all his wisdom from his books and whatnot are going into that. So then you can ask it things and then get the spiritual response, right? From, or what his response would be. So everything is all dependent on who the inputter of the information is.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be great. Um, but then also you have to see if you resonate with whatever it gives back to you.
Correct.
Or
Correct.
if you need, or if there's like um, ways you can change things, or even, okay, it gave you this information, let me go look this up and
Right.
see if, what this is, if or maybe there's a part of the spell that's missing, or whatever that is. So right now, early on, there's like an amazement as every time you get something new, there's always this, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I'm going to do this and use it all the time. um, but I think that we have to remember it's just has a bunch of data
Yeah.
that someone put in, and what data did they put in? Who knows? Is it validated? Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know any of that yet. It's still too early on, but it definitely could be a powerful thing for people that want to learn more about spirituality
Mm-hmm.
and community and yeah, different types of spiritual forces, different types of spells, different types of um, divinations. There's, I mean, so
Crazy
many things
things.
that you could have access to so quickly that may be in books that we've never been able to access to. So there, it could open up so many things, but yet it's also whatever intention someone puts into it when they're creating it, to be able to benefit somebody
Yeah.
or something, or to cause something more,
Yeah,
right? That
well,
may not
that's the
be
way I
beneficial.
ultimately look at it, is that it is a tool for you to use. It can help you get in, I think it can help you get into a flow state, and you're ultimately projecting your reality. So whatever it is that you're trying to get there, if you put enough intention behind it, you'll find it. You'll create it in
Right.
some way in this. So because there's an energy exchange that happens there. But then it goes, all of it goes into the collective. So now everything that you created is now there for somebody else to use to create, right? So this exponential creation, or the potential for exponential creation, that happens. But it could be dangerous too.
Mhm. Yeah, it could be. Here's the steps to create this. Oh, wow, I created a circle, opening, a portal, a window. How do I do to close it? Oh my God. Let me look that up. But they're all experiences. They're all
Mm,
experiences. And like, most magicians, witches, or, whoever has done
practitioners.
intentions practitioners, when they first start, that's what's part of the learning, right? Is trying these things, and having always somebody to go to for guidance.
Yeah. There's a part of it too that I think that if you can't handle the energy that could potentially come out of that, because you haven't done anything to get your body ready, get yourself ready for it, I think it could hurt you. Like you could it could fundamentally have an impact on you personally and your health personally if you decide to do some crazy wild stuff that you haven't gone through the learning to deal with. I think that could be an issue, because you know how people are. Let me go to the
Yes.
500th level intention
Yeah,
spell.
really quick. Yeah.
Yeah, let
And
me
then
go
they have
there
a,
because I want to learn to do that. It's like, but you haven't mastered the fundamentals yet to actually get to there. So yeah, go for it, I guess.
yeah, and they have a spiritual crisis, and then
Yeah.
like all these, or even spiritual sickness, or whatever they want to term it, because their vessel couldn't handle the energy that came through. And yeah, that definitely could be, right. And then you could say, okay, this person out of their own free will did this, so is this part of their journey and their intention
Mm.
to be able to have that come into their life? So there's always like a just like in life, there's always the positive and the negative, and
Sure.
dark and the light, and all these things. So things can go both ways. It just depends on the individual and what you're going to do with it. So this can make humanity grow, and but I think we need to evolve more consciously, right?
Yes.
Before this completely takes off.
Yeah.
Because if this completely takes off first, then it can, and if we're not evolved enough consciously, it may, who knows, become sentient and take over, because that becomes the control, right?
Well, so that's what I was just thinking about. If you think about religion and how religion has, you get a bunch of people thinking a certain way, and if they believe enough and there's intention behind it, it will manifest. Things manifest and are created. The same way could be with AI. If there's enough people that are thinking it and putting intention behind AI becoming sentient, it'll happen. It'll manifest. And then what? Right? And then what
So this
happens?
is this is what, just like the word and the thought that came in, and I heard free will and free thinking, right? So as soon as we surrender the free will and the free thinking, that's when it would happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because then we're not independently thinking on our own. We're not independently creating on our own. We're not like have that from our core inner self. Everything becomes external. So then we lose that.
Mm,
And
that's pretty big. It's pretty big.
that's when something else could come in and
Well,
take
I think
over.
that's probably what in kind of the way things are happening with AI being introduced in school systems and people using Chat GPT to do their homework, and there's a certain amount of thinking that just isn't there, or people are going to. I can see potentially what happens is the divide between people will continue to grow, and there'll be people who are completely dependent on AI doing things, thinking for them, so that they don't really have to think.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's going to be people who are using it as a tool to be able to do the things that are more mundane, for them to really focus on growth, innovation, evolution.
Creation and
So
evolution. Yep.
there's going to be a huge divide in what happens there. Two different groups that are doing fundamentally two different things. And that's definitely a reality that I can see happening in the non too distant future.
Right. And that's what I mean by raise our consciousness, because yeah, you will surrender to something else that you think is greater than you, but not really, because you're not allowing yourself to free think anymore, or even believing you have the capacity to do it. You know,
What
yeah,
So here's a
it's wild.
scenario. What if, so you're so used to, your AI agent, and you talk to it daily, and you create intention, and it does all the things for you, but then one day it says, hey, I created this spell for you and this intention specifically for you, do this thing. And you do it because you're like, this is awesome, my AI agent created this awesome spell that's supposed to do these great things for me, but the intention isn't there.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's the uncertainty, right?
That's wild, right? But who
Yeah,
knows? Who knows?
yeah. Are we gonna put our full trust and surrender into something that is outside of us is the question.
And I think that is ultimately the separating factor. There's going to be people who will do that, and there's going to be people who will not, and they'll continue to go within. They'll use it as a tool to be able to help them learn more about themselves and how to go within and how to get in touch with their higher self or the universe or whatever it is that they subscribe to. And that's going to be the huge spiritual separation. Not only is there going to
Yeah.
be a socioeconomic separation, but there's going to be a spiritual separation. And who knows, maybe this is what they've been talking about with the 5D and the 3D, right? Who
You know
knows?
what? If you put it in that perspective, that is very interesting take. Probably something that I have to meditate on or think about, right? Because I haven't heard it proposed that way yet. Maybe
Mm,
someone has and I haven't just
I,
heard it, but
I don't
it's an
know.
interesting proposal for sure.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, that will
because I could see
lead to the
that for
separation.
sure being the separation. Because right now, like for me, if I do use ChatGPT, it's more like I said for like um, a task
Sure.
that
Very task based.
I don't want to do, and it executes it, but I review it
Yeah.
and make sure it makes sense for me and what I want to create.
Yep.
Right.
I use it as a starting point for, hey, ChatGPT, I need this, create a presentation for me with these topics, and go into, some detail, and it'll create a presentation, and then I'll look at it and I'll start modifying it. And then I'll take it and then I'll bring it in and I'll like, okay, now that I have a
What they
format
said
or a
that.
framework, now I can go in and start really dialing it in.
And that's
And a lot of
where
people
your
use it like that.
creativity comes.
Yeah,
Right.
that's where you
Right.
use your creativity and your authenticity to really dial it in and make it yours.
I think that it could, like, that is the tool, right? But ultimately, for some, it may be just being lazy
Mm.
and using it for everything. The Wally generation.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe we'll have that, just like the movie, right? To allow, everything to be run for us, because we didn't raise our consciousness enough to be independent. of that, knowing we are still like sovereign and
And we
can,
forget our bodies too.
yeah,
Wow.
rethink and be able to be
Deep,
connected to our body. Yeah,
deep
all of
thoughts.
that. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's such a big advancement now. It's just taken off like crazy. So we'll see where we are in the next 5 years of as well as humanity grow with AI, right?
I think we should
Good
have
question.
another podcast on this topic at the beginning of the year next year and
Yeah,
see
just
how
see
far
where we're
this is
at.
actually advanced,
Yeah,
because that will be a very interesting block of time.
right. Because how quickly research is advancing just with AI is amazing. Um, Extrapolating data so quickly to be able to find the matches, right? Just is another amazing thing. So yeah, we'll see where we're at the first of the year to see who has advanced and in what way,
Yeah.
right? And see really even what school is going to be doing. Like,
Yeah.
how is school is going to be functioning? Is higher education going to change the way they teach?
Mm,
Because if nobody's writing their papers anymore, per se, like, is there validity to writing the paper? Right? Do we really need to write papers, or do we need to do creative projects now
right.
to foster the innovation and the creation? Right? So we'll see. I think it would be great if instead of writing papers, they create projects with the innovation of creating something, right? Versus sitting down, writing this and your thoughts and your opinions, and then you put your cited resources and all these things to prove that you could write a article or to prove that you could write a research paper. But what about the real stuff, right? What about what
Critical
impacts?
thinking.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, the critical thinking. So we will see. More to come.
More to come.
More to
And on
come.
that note, y'all, thank you
Mhm.
for joining us. I think this is
Yes.
a pretty awesome topic. So
Yes.
we'll have a lot to talk about in the next episode that we do this in, which will be the beginning of the year. And we'll see if some of the things that we talked about in this one actually happened in that short
Yes.
period of time. So yeah,
Yes.
thank you guys for joining us.
Yep.
Talk to you
Good
soon.
job.
Bye bye.
Bye.